Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnana Timirandhasya, Jnana Jana Shalakaya, Chakshurun Militam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mannadha Sri Jagannatha, Madguru Sri Jagadguru, Madatma Sarva Bodhatma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. We'll begin with a short meditation. Kindly sit straight and make sure your vertebral column, your spinal column is erect. And slowly close your eyes. Try to focus your awareness on your breathing. Breathing normally, but with the awareness of each and every inhalation and the exhalation passing through your body. As you start observing your breath, you will also slowly start relaxing and feel the relaxation. And now, we'll chant Om 3 times. As you chant Om, feel the sound of Om to arise from deep within your navel area and visualize the sound slowly rising up along your spinal column, cleansing your mind, your body. And as the reverberations of Om come out, imagine cleansing the atmosphere around you as well. Kindly take a deep breath. Feel the reverberations of Om in each and every part of your body. Once again, bring your focus, your awareness on your breathing. And now, as you breathe in, chant the mantra Ma silently along with your in breath, and Om when you breathe out. Ma is a representation of divine love, Om of divine light. And you need not visualize love and light, but just feel your heart being filled with that divine love and light as you chant Ma and Om. Continue like that for some time. Slowly and slowly, the reverberations of Ma and Om become more and more subtle. Instead of the reverberations as a physical sound of Ma and Om, feel the vibrations deep within. Feel your heart being filled with that divine love and light. And feel your heart being open up like a flower bud that blossoms into a beautiful flower, giving fragrance and sweetness to others. Now imagine a ray of light going out of your heart to all the beings, just like the rays of the sun. And as the light falls on each and every being, imagine they also become more loving, more peaceful, more blissful, and more content, and more silent. And while imagining so, we'll chant the Lokah samastah prayer 9 times. Om Lokah samastah sukhino bhavantu. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Dhyayamo Dhavlavakunthanavatim Tejomayim Nashtakim Snigdha Pangavalokinim Bhagavatim Mandasmidashrimukhim Valsalyamritavarshinim Sumadhuram Sankirtanalapinim Shamangi Madhusikta Suktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Varyandam Vande Guru Parambaram Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punaha Ishwarau Guru Rakmedi Murti Beda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om Amriteshwari Namaha. In the last session, we saw that Lord Krishna was creating this Maya, where Brahma, the creator, had taken away the gopas, the children, and the calves, who were with Lord Krishna. And when he took them away, the Lord with his Maya created the same gopas and the same calves as we saw. And it was so identical. And Brahma, the creator, having returned to the scene after just a moment of his, which is known as one Thruti, which is one moment. And his moment is, as I was saying, it was 1 year. Just one moment was 1 year. And so this, as I was explaining earlier, this happened while Lord Krishna was 5 years old. And this then the gopas, when they returned to their homes, they explained to their mothers that the Aghasura, that is the great python, was killed by Lord Krishna a year later. So they were asking this question, what happened, why it happened a year after. So that's what here, Sage Shuka was explaining to Parikshit Maharaja that this happened because of this Lord's Leela or Maya. And Brahma, the creator, when he came back, he saw this retinue of boys and calves still playing. And so Brahma was thinking himself, all the boys and the calves of Bruja are now sleeping on my magical bed. And they have not got up from them. Can you open the door? Somebody open the door there. Wherefrom they have come, all these calves and boys who have been with Krishna, and the cows were grazing and playing for the past 1 year. And Brahma was not able to come into any conclusion as to which, and when he saw the boys and the calves, he was not able to come to the conclusion which was the genuine and the pseudo set, because he had a set of the same boys and the calves with him. And so, the attempt of Brahma to confuse Vishnu was actually ended up in his own confusion. And as he was thinking like this, so the question was being asked that if you try to delude or try to fool the Supreme Being, who gets fooled? Who gets deluded? So that's the question. So he's saying that Brahma himself became deluded because he tried to play a trick on the Lord himself. And as Brahma was looking at this confused state of mind, he found all the calves as well as the cowherd boys with their equipment of staff, horn, etc., suddenly turning into forms of blue complexion, resembling heavy rain clouds and dressed in yellow silk cloth. He found them all four-armed, holding in those arms the conch, discus, mace, and lotus-bearing diadem, earring, necklace, and floral wreaths, and having on their bodies the Srivatsa mark, armlets, bracelet, studded with gems, girdle, anklet, and ring. And they were having on them the holy tulsi, wreaths extending from head to foot, freshly offered by great devotees. And their faces were remarkable by the sidelong glance of their eyes having a red tinge, and by their smile resembling the moon, the former symbolic of Rajas, granting the desires in the hearts of devotees, and the latter symbolic of Sattva, which preserves their spiritual interests. All embodied beings from himself, that is Brahma, down to inanimate objects, were adoring them separately in different ways with dance, song, and various ingredients of worship. And they were surrounded by the 8 yogic powers like Anima, and by Maya and other Shaktis, and by the 24 categories like the Mahatattva. So when Brahma looked at them, all of them were looking so identical, and they were wearing the Srivatsa mark, and just like the Lord himself, they had the gems, the anklets, the ring, the girdle, and all of them were also wearing the tulsi mala around them, and their faces were similar. And so he was saying, like the two having the red tinge, and eyes having red tinge, and by their smile resembling the moon. So the eyes having a red tinge, he is describing as Rajas, which is the activity. Here we cannot say Rajas means the inclination to do actions. So here it is action, or here what happens is in the case of the Lord, he's saying that it is to fulfill, that Rajas is to fulfill the desires in the hearts of devotees which are worldly in nature. So to fulfill the worldly desires of the devotees, and the smile resembling the moon is symbolic of Sattva guna, the pure guna, and which preserves their spiritual interests. So he's saying that all the embodied beings from himself, that is Brahma, down to inanimate objects, were adoring them separately in different ways. And Brahma was watching himself adoring the Lord. And they were also surrounded by the 8 yogic powers like Anima, Garima. All these 8 yogic siddhis. And by the Maya, that is the Maya Shakti and other Shaktis. And they were adored in an embodied state by Kala, time, Swabhava, nature, Samskara, tendencies, Kama, desire, and Karma, action, whose effulgence was engulfed by that of the Vishnu forms. So these are basically the, as you can say, the ingredients of life, of human life. One is Kala, time, and then the second one is Subhava, which is nature, and Samskara, which is the tendencies, and Kama, the desires, and Karma, action. And they were seen as the embodiments of truth, consciousness, and bliss, and as inexhaustible repositories of countless auspicious qualities whose extent cannot be glimpsed even through the Upanishads. Brahma thus saw them all simultaneously as Parabrahman, by whose light all this creation is manifested. Astounded by these experiences, Brahma turned his gaze away. All his 11 senses became completely stilled in the presence of the divine majesty he witnessed as he stood silent like a statuette beside the main deity of Vrija. So he could see the, Sat Chit Ananda, that is truth, consciousness, and bliss, and as the inexhaustible repositories of countless auspicious qualities. Of course, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's 26 qualities which is being extolled for a great being. So it had all those qualities. And he's saying that the extent of that supreme being cannot be even glimpsed by or through the Upanishads. So the Upanishads, it goes beyond the Upanishads also. So as I said earlier, the words are inadequate to express the glory of the Lord. And Brahma thus saw them as all of them as the supreme Brahman, that is the supreme consciousness itself, and by whose light all this creation is manifested. So he was just standing there like a statue beside the main deity of Brija. And Brahma was utterly confused with what he saw and thought, the supreme being is beyond logical thought. He is infinite in majesty, self-effulgent, and blissful beyond Prakriti and its effects, and capable only of being denoted negatively by the Vedas. How then am I seeing that being as this multiplicity of forms? Confused in this way, he could not see even who the original Krishna was. At that moment, Krishna, the original being, cast off the spell of Maya. So Brahma was also confused because he saw the supreme Brahman in all the boys, and he was saying the supreme Brahman, who is beyond logical thought. So how can this being have so much forms which has multiplied? So he was asking this question at that time. Lord Krishna cast off the spell of Maya and showed himself. And then Brahma came back to his normal consciousness like a dead man revived. And rubbing his eyes, he looked out and saw the whole universe and himself distinct from it. He looked around immediately and saw before him the Vrindavana with its magnificent vegetation and graced by the presence of Sri Krishna therein. Because of his presence, men and animals that are naturally antagonistic to one another lived there peacefully
and evil passions like greed and anger fled from the hearts of men. There he saw the non-dual Brahman, immeasurable consciousness in the assumed form of a cowherd boy, going about in search of his calves and companions with a ball of rice and condiments in his hand. So he's saying that when he looked, he saw before him the vegetation of Vrindavana, and which was graced by the presence of Lord Krishna. And naturally, because of the presence of Lord Krishna, everything lived there peacefully, and nobody had any greed or anger. And he saw the non-dual Brahman, which had assumed the form of a cowherd boy, and with going in search of the boys and the cows with a ball of rice. So you just have to think earlier when Lord Krishna went in search of the calves and the boys. So because they were not to be seen, so Lord Krishna was going with a ball of rice for the boys and the calves. And thereupon Brahma got down from his vehicle in haste and fell down in prostration before Krishna, stretching his body like a staff of gold at his feet, doing obeisance by touching his feet with his four diademed heads. He washed those feet with tears of joy that were welling from his eyes. Remembering again and again the divine majesties of Krishna that he witnessed earlier, he got up and prostrated again and again at his feet. Then he stood up slowly, composed himself, wiped his ears, moistened by tears, took a look at Krishna, and with head bent down and palms joined in humble salutations, began to recite a hymn in his praise, his voice and body trembling with high emotion. So now Brahma got down from his vehicle, and what happened was when he saw this, he was having so much of devotion, bhakti, that he fell down on the feet of the Lord, and then he was not only that, he was with his devotion swelling up in his mind, he was crying at the same time. And then after that, he started the hymn praising the Lord. So this hymn of, as I said earlier, whenever and wherever in Srimad Bhagavatam a character can praise the Lord, immediately they will come with the hymn or the praise. But the beauty about it is each one of them individually are different. Not only that, it talks about different aspects of the Lord, and also it's also, as I said, it's also high Vedanta explained through these things. So Brahma said, "Salutations to thee, O worshipful one. Salutations to thee, the tender-footed son of cowherd Nanda, who art of cloud-like complexion, who wearest a cloth bright like lightning, whose face is beautified by earrings of red beads and a plume of peacock feathers, who wearest a wreath of wild flowers, who spottest with a staff, cow horn and flute, and who carriest a ball of rice in his hand." So he is explaining, describing the form of the Lord as he was going to look for the boys. So he's saying, whose face was beautified by the earrings of red beads, and he had a plume of peacock feathers, and also wearing a mala of wild flowers, and he had a cow horn and a flute, and was carrying a ball of rice. So okay, just these are all very really, in one sense, it's very meditative, thinking about the form of the Lord. And O Lord, Even I, Brahma, with a controlled and concentrated mind, am not able to understand the mystery of this form, which is fashioned not of material elements, but of thy own will to bless devotees like me. Far, far away is it therefore for anyone to know thee as the transcendental spirit of the nature of pure bliss consciousness. There are some who, without struggling in the path of jnana, remain in the same order of life to which they have been called, spend their time in hearing, in all humility, about thy excellences from thy great devotees, and allow their action, speech, and thought to be saturated with the devotional fervor thy breath. These, O unconquerable one, are the people who conquer thee even. So it's a beautiful description here. He's saying that even I, Brahma, who has conquered, controlled and concentrated mind, was not able to see or understand the mystery of the form of your, of Lord Krishna. And he's saying the form is not made of material elements, but it is made of the will of the Lord itself. Why? To bless devotees like me. So he himself is proclaiming that he is a devotee of Lord Krishna itself, or the Supreme Consciousness. And he's saying, the beauty comes about the Jnana Yoga. I mean, it's not, we have to understand here, it's not belittling, but explaining that about Bhakti Yoga. So, Bhakti Yoga, in that sense, when we say Jnana and Bhakti, these are paths. But ultimately, when one reaches to the peak, as Amma says, there is no Bhakti or Jnana, it's one and the same. And he is saying that the real Jnana Yogi is a Bhakti Yogi, as well as the Bhakti Yogi is as well as the Jnana Yogi also. So there, it comes together. The Jnana and the Bhakti comes together because there is no separation at that height. There is nothing, you cannot separate. But what is there? And he says, it is only devotion to the Lord. And only through devotion can you conquer the Lord. Nobody else. And because, as Amma says, when you become a real devotee, the Lord becomes your servant. And because the Lord has to do what you say. And so that's why he's saying that, about the Lord, the Supreme Being, that you are unconquerable, but only the people who have that devotion, ultimate devotion, can conquer you. And, he's now further explaining about devotion to the Lord. Again, don't misunderstand this to be Bhakti Yoga, okay? There are some who have abandoned the practice of devotion to thee because it's an inferior discipline. And devotion, which is like an inexhaustible stream gushing out with all spiritual graces, and strive for the attainment of mere knowledge without renunciation and love. And all that they will attain out of it is only the strain and the difficulties they have put themselves to. It will be without any positive result, beyond the labor lost, just like husking chaff of paddy for rice. O all-pervading and undecaying one, many are the yogis who attain to thy supreme state by dedicating all their actions to thee, and through devotion generated by the ninefold bhakti discipline, beginning with Shravana, to which they are directed by their past good karma. So he's saying that there are some people who abandon their practice, spiritual practice of devotion. Why? Because they think it's an inferior discipline than Jnana Yoga. And they think Jnana Yoga is the highest. And so what happens to them, that's what he's saying. They don't have renunciation. They don't have love because they just want to merely attain knowledge. And when you have devotion, that's the beauty about it. You have renunciation. You have love. Just one example is, with all the devotees who used to live here in the US. When they went back to Amritapuri and started doing seva there, they had done such a great renunciation. As Amma says, they had huge houses, like 5,000 square foot homes. And now, when they went back to Amritapuri, they are just living in a 250 square foot apartment. And imagine all the luxuries they had here. Imagine all the things they had, the materialistic pleasures they had here. And when they went back to Amritapuri, none of this was available. So in one sense, they had renounced all the worldly pleasures, and because of their love for Amma. That was the only reason. And when Amma told them to come, they just came, went back, and they didn't think about it twice. So that renunciation comes out of devotion and love, which is one and the same. Love to the Guru is also devotion. And so that's why they're saying, the people who pursue knowledge, again we have to understand, pursue knowledge, all out will be having strain and difficulties to put them into practice. And they will not have any positive result. And just beyond the fact that they have lost all the labor they had done. It's just like, they are husking the chaff for the of the paddy, means the seed has been taken out. So they're just husking the chaff without the seed inside it, the rice inside it. And what happens then? There is no use. So he says, "O all-pervading and undecaying one, many are the yogis who attain to thy supreme state by dedicating their actions to thee, and through devotion generated by the ninefold bhakti discipline." And so these yogis had attained to that supreme state. How? By dedicating their actions and through devotions. And so this devotion was generated by the ninefold path of bhakti. So what is the ninefold path of bhakti? As I saying, the first one is Sravana, which is hearing, Kirtana, which is chanting, Smarana, remembrance, Padasevana, which is serving the feet, Archana, that is worship, Vandana, that is prostration, Dasyam, which is servitude and surrender, and Sakhyam, and that's friendship, and Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedanam means it is self-surrender, not different from that other surrender. This is self-surrender. That is, you are dedicating the whole body, mind, and the intellect to the Lord itself. So he's saying this ninefold bhakti discipline has been practiced, and they get it through devotion to the Lord. And so it just comes so naturally. When we talk about these steps, when we dedicate our lives to Amma, to the Guru, all these things comes. You think about this. Hearing, Sravana. It started with hearing about Amma. Right? When we heard about Amma, then what happened? That we had somehow from all the past births and the good deeds, the punya we had done from the past births, we were able to see Amma. And Kirtanam. Kirtanam means both chanting as well as praising the Lord. And so that, when we do it in Amma's presence. And Smaranam. Smaranam means remembrance, which is constantly when, as the love grows with him. You cannot but forget Amma. It just keeps coming up. And this happened to me personally also. When I first met Amma, it doesn't come as much as I did in the when I first met her. And it was like, somebody turned on a switch. And I could not but stop thinking about her. And just kept on thinking and thinking. And I did not have any love. I did not know even who Amma was, but it just kept on coming. And Pada Sevanam means the serving. The feet means doing seva. Seva to Amma. And Archana. Archana, as we do the worship, Archana also the 1,000 names is known as Archana. But also worshipping the Guru. How do we worship the Guru without the 1,000 names? It is by serving others. Serving the devotees. Serving other devotees who are none other than the embodiments of Amma herself. And Vandana, which is prostrations. Prostrations means here, as I said, it is having that humility. So, unless and until we are humble, as Amma says, when you pour water on a teacup that is upside down, it's not going to go into the cup. Only if you turn it around and if the teacup is empty, will the water go into the cup. So without surrender, we do not embody the teachings of Amma. We cannot get it. So usually, that's why surrender is as needed. And as Amma says, we have to become like a child. So to learn, to start learning. And Sakhyam, friendship. One of the beautiful examples was with Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Arjuna considered Lord Krishna as his own friend in the beginning. Until, Lord Krishna started giving him the Bhagavad Gita. Until that moment, he used to call Krishna, Sakha, and my dear friend, and this thing, and all these things. But after hearing the Bhagavad Gita and being in the battlefield, suddenly he realized, his friend was somebody else, other than the form that he thought to be his friend. And last one is self-surrender, Atma-nivedanam. Atma-nivedanam is self-surrender, ultimate thing. You're just going in and telling the Guru, okay, take me out. I'm there for you. Completely. You do whatever you want. If you want to make me sad, make me sad. If you want to kill me, kill me. And if you want to do anything, make me your instrument. Please make me your instrument. That's Atma-nivedanam. And so he's saying that many yogis attain to that supreme state by dedicating all their actions and through devotion. And still, O all-pervading one, it may be possible for some very pure souls under the instruction of one who has realized the Supreme Spirit as not different from the self within to attain to thy transcendental nature without any touch of gunas of Prakriti by means of intuitive apprehension as subject, objectless existence free from any modification or form taking tendencies. So, he's saying that it is also possible for some extremely pure souls who had realized the Supreme Spirit and who has become realized, self-realized. So by who? By the, without touching the gunas of Prakriti, of nature, and they are free from any modification, and so they attain to that state of self-realization. And to make an exact calculation of the attributes, gunas, characterizing thee who art the support of gunas, the Prakriti, and who hast incarnated thyself for the good of all, is an impossibility for any person, however great. It may be possible for some extraordinary person in the course of a long period of time to calculate the number of grain of dust composing the earth, or the particles of dew in the air, or the stars in the sky, but not the attributes of time, of thine, the infinite being. So he's saying, look, you are the support of all the gunas, the qualities, which is Prakriti, that is nature itself. And he's also saying it is impossible for any person to understand this. And maybe he's saying that to calculate the number of grains of dust on the earth, or the particles of dew in the air, or stars in the sky, it may be possible for some people during a long period of time. Not just very easy, but it can be done by this. So he's saying that even such a great action like that, an act of counting the number of stars or the grains on the earth can be done, but nobody can understand the attributes of yours. Why? Because the being is infinite. It's not finite. It's not contained in anything. Therefore, whoever lives patiently, undergoing the sufferings and enjoyments accruing from one's own past karma, and surrendering oneself body, mind and soul to thee, depending on thy grace to operate and lift him up, such a person, surrendering oneself body, mind and soul to thee, depending without any shadow of doubt on thy grace to operate and lift him up, such a person becomes eligible for mukti as for one's heritage. So he's saying, whoever lives undergoing the sufferings and the enjoyments accrued from their past karmas, meaning they are not getting angry about it, they are not, in one sense, they are not blaming somebody, and they are not having any kind of resentments to what they had done in the past or what others have done to them. And so they, just because of that, they undergo the sufferings and the enjoyments. And also, they are surrendering their body, mind and soul to thee. And such a person, not only that, what the other quality is saying is, they are absolutely depending on the Lord's grace to lift them up. They are not depending on themselves or their own ability to do spiritual practices. So, mind you, very carefully, this does not mean that you should not do spiritual practices and wait for God to raise you up. Here is what, the effort versus grace. Everybody has this question, which comes first? And why should we put effort? Because, grace naturally has to come some time or the other. And if if effort has nothing to do with grace, and if grace just comes like that, then why should we put effort? So all the great Mahatmas here explain that we have to put effort. We definitely have to put effort. Amma tells the story of that little boy, who wants to go and get some food, and there is a huge bell on the door, and he has to ring the bell. And what he does, he cannot, because he's so small, and he cannot reach the bell, so he tries to hit it with a stick. And then he throws stones, and nothing happens, and he keeps on putting effort for an hour or so. And then what happens was, a passerby comes and looks at the boy and sees what he's trying to do. Then the passerby, the visitor, he lifts the boy up, and the boy rings the bell, and the door opens. So that is effort. So Amma, as I said, Amma and the other great saints have all said this. You need effort to get grace. You have to keep putting effort. And only then will the grace dawn upon us. And so he's saying that they are depending. As I said, even though we put effort, they depend upon Lord's grace. They are not completely confident about their own effort, saying that my effort is going to take me to realization. And we know in that sense, it's like, so for example, I will tell you, suppose we are trying to cross the English Channel, right? And we have to swim across the English Channel. And it's a formidable in action. That's what you can say, act of swimming across. Or you think about going from New York to London, swimming the Atlantic Ocean. And this is so similar to reaching the shores of realization. But what we do, we have to just jump in the water and start swimming. As we keep swimming, imagine there's a ship that comes. After some time, a ship comes and sees us, and then the captain of the ship pulls us into the ship and takes us across the ocean in that ocean liner. And that's what the Guru does. The Guru sees that we are swimming. We want to reach the other shores. And that's why the Guru pulls us onto his or her boat or ship. And if you don't want to, and you remain in the shores, you don't want to swim, why should the captain pull them up on the boat or on the ship, right? They are happy sitting there and enjoying all the scenes and going through these experiences of different materialistic things in this world. And they say, I'm so happy. Why? What should I do? Or what should the Guru do? So there is a story like this, that a Mahatma once was traveling through the subtle worlds. And he saw a man who was stuck in one of the subtle worlds. And in the subtle world, what happens, as you know, is that whatever you imagine, it will materialize. So when the Mahatma saw that, this man had built a beautiful bar, a huge bar, and he was sitting there and drinking. And the Mahatma immediately realized that he was a drunkard, he was an alcoholic, and he died because of that. And because of his addiction to alcohol, he had built this huge bar out of his thoughts. So the Mahatma went and told him, hey, man, look, what are you doing? You're just sitting here and having this illusion of a bar. And this is not really a bar, and you are not drinking. You're just sitting here and thinking that you are drinking alcohol and enjoying. So the man replied to the Mahatma, please leave me alone. Let me enjoy what I'm having here. And I don't want any of your advice. Let me enjoy. So please get lost. So the Mahatma had to go. For such people, how will the Guru pull them up? That's why there's an element of grace. When they say about grace, effort is needed. Effort is always needed because you have to show your intention to reach the other shores of realization. So without which the Guru is not going to pull you. Guru does not want to disturb you if you are enjoying. So just that's the minimalistic. So he's saying, Lord Brahma now says, Lord, look at my mean stupidity. Even against him whose Maya overpowers all others, who possess similar powers, him, the infinite and causeless being, and the soul of all souls, I wanted to demonstrate my power and enjoy the satisfaction of seeing my own greatness. But lo, what am I but a spark of the mighty flame of that thou art? And now, Brahma, the creator, is now realizing he had a creator. He has a creator now. Until now, he thought, with all his powers, he was the creator of this world. He could do whatever he wanted. He could create anything. But now, he realizes the limitation of his own power. And he's saying, look at my stupidity. And, he wanted to demonstrate his power against whom? The greatest of all beings. But look at me. Who am I? But a spark of that mighty flame, of that supreme being. And therefore, O undecaying being, it behoves thee to pardon what I have done out of ignorance. A product of Rajoguna, moved by the sense of being a master in my own right apart from thyself, and blinded by the dark pride of being the creator of all, I deserve to be pitied by thee out of the consideration that I am thy servant and thou art my master. So what a beautiful thing. Saying, look, I had so much of ego, saying that I could do anything. And I was the creator of all. And now, who am I? I'm none other than your servant. And what am I? A being with a limited body of 7 spans. This Brahmanda means this cosmic shell of 7 layers of Prakriti's evolutes, the Mahat, Ahankara, and the 5 elements. What am I of such description before thee, whose every pore is like a window through which countless such Brahmandas are passing like particles of dust? So he's saying, look at me. Who am I? I'm also limited. Because why? I have this cosmic shell, which consists of the 7 layers of nature, Prakriti. And also the Mahat meaning the great ego, then Ahankara, the individual ego, and the 5 elements, earth, fire, water, ether, and space. And what, so is, what am I in front of you? Who is like a window through which countless such universes pass through, like particles of dust. That's why, the scientists, when they try to see the universe, when they try to explore the universe, there is no end to it. It just goes on and on. And no mother considers the kick of the fetus within her womb as an offense. There is nothing that can be referred to either positively or negatively as excluded from within thee. And in relation to thee, am I not then like a child within a mother's womb? And do I not deserve to be pardoned for whatever offense I have committed? So it's so beautiful. He's saying, look, I'm a embryo, a child in the womb of the mother. And the child sometimes kicks the mother. And what does the mother? Does the mother get angry? So similarly, you should not get angry for my offense. So just pardon me. And he says, Brahma, the unborn, came out of the navel lotus of Narayana as he lay in the cosmic waters which had engulfed all the worlds in it. This statement is certainly true. O Lord, can it be held still that I am not thy offspring? I am not parted from thee. So he's beseeching to Lord, you who is verily Narayana, the Lord himself. And where did I come from? The navel lotus of Narayana, of the Lord. Where was he? He was lying in the cosmic waters. And so, am I not your child? Because I came from you? And art thou not Narayana in the sense of that thou art the soul and the support of all beings? Naram ayanam yasya saha. That is, art thou not Narayana, also the prompter of Narayana, also the prompter of the actions of all from within. Narasya ayanam pravrtihi yasya esmat saha Narayana. And art thou not the witness of the whole universe too? And also, as one lying in the cosmic waters, so called because these are born of Nara, the Lord. And thou art called Narayana, manifestation coming within thy true nature, and not thy changeful realm of Maya. So he's describing all these words of Narayana. And he's saying that, Naram ayanam yasya saha, that is, which is the support of all beings. Aren't you that? So, art thou? Also, he's saying, Narasya ayanam pravartihi, that is, you are the supporter of all actions. And aren't you the witness of the whole universe? Naram ayase janasi, that is one who knows everything about the universe. And also, who is lying in the cosmic water. So, he's saying that you are the manifestation of everything and nature and also of Maya. So, how is it, O Lord, that I could not come across thy wonderful cosmic form in spite of my search, if it were lying in cosmic waters? Why is it that I could not see it in my heart also at first? But after 1,000 years of tapas, it was perceived without any difficulty. O dispeller of ignorance and delusion, in this incarnation of thine, thou didst demonstrate thy mysterious power of world manifestation when thou didst show this vast external universe as stretching outside, as also existing within thee, and opening thy mouth to thy mother's view. So he's saying, why did not I come across your cosmic form? And why did not I understand that you were lying in the cosmic waters? And why could not I see in my heart else at first? But after 1,000 years of tapas, of austerity, I could perceive it without any difficulty. And he's saying, when Yashoda Ma asked him to open his mouth, Yashoda Ma saw the whole entire universe inside Lord Krishna's mouth. So he's saying, didn't you show this to Yashoda Ma? And just as the whole universe is existent in thy abdomen, so Is it experienced as existing outside also, without any reversal of its form, unlike its reflection? What else is this except thy mysterious power of Maya? So you say the whole universe is existing in thy abdomen. And it's in his abdomen, stomach, that is, the whole universe is there. And also, it is also experienced as existing outside also. So what is he saying? How can you explain? But this is nothing but the mysterious power of your Maya. And he says, thou hast demonstrated to me today that this universe is as good as non-existent without thee. Thou wert at first one, then thou didst become all the calves and the cowherd boys, thy friends. Next, thou wert seen as the same number of four-armed Narayanas who were being worshipped by myself and all other devas. Not only that, innumerable universes were coming out of thy pores, and now thou remainest alone as the measureless non-dual Brahman. What can this world be except thy jugglery? So today, he's saying that you have demonstrated that this universe is as good as non-existence. Without you, the universe will not exist. And you are the first one. And also you have become the universe. As Amma says, the creator and the creation are the one, same one. So you became the calves, you became the cowherds, and then you showed me that you were, all of them were the four-armed Narayanas, and then you became one. And what else can it be but the divine jugglery? And for people who do not understand thy full mystery and majesty, it looks that poised on thy Prakriti, thou spreadest this universe out of thy free will, assuming as if it were the role of myself, for creation of thyself, for sustenance of Maheshwara, and the three-eyed deity of dissolution. But the fact is that there is only one thyself, and everything else is the work of thy Yogamaya. He's saying now, because of your free will, because of your sankalpa, you have given roles, different roles to, one is to Brahma, the creator, and then Vishnu, who is a sustainer, and Maheshwara, as a one who destroys or creates dissolution. But the fact, what is the real fact? There is only one, that is you, who is working through the Yoga Maya. So here, as I said earlier, when people ask this question about Sanatana Dharma, you have countless forms, countless deities, and you worship all of them. Here, Brahma is coming to that point, and he's saying there is only one. And this one has been created by the Lord himself to become many. So the one has become many, and the many is none other than the one. That's what has been shown by Lord Krishna to Brahma, the creator here. So it is the many that has become one, and the one that has become many. So the Lord Krishna divided himself into the calves and the cows and the gopas, the boys. And then later on he showed to Brahma that all of them were none other than himself. So he's saying that there is only one, which is the truth about Vedanta. That is, everything is none other than the Brahman, which has multiplied into the many. So all these forms and names and everything that we see is none other than the Supreme Brahman itself. So this is the truth, and which many people don't understand, and then they confusion is created in their mind, saying that how can you have so many forms and deities? So this is the answer to that. We worship only in Sanatana Dharma. There is only one, the ultimate truth, but the truth can manifest in any form. And what is the beauty about it? The beauty is, through these forms, you can go back to the one. That is the whole idea here. By serving, that's why, by serving all these different forms, and if you look at upon them as the Supreme Self itself, this will take you back to the Supreme Lord itself, the one and the only one. So that's why Amma says, serving the mankind, serving everyone in this world is like serving the Lord Himself. It's not different. So that's why Amma gives so much of importance to service to others, doing seva to others, because they are none other than the form of Amma herself. So if we serve them with our body, mind and heart, that is like serving Amma. So remember, we have to remember that beautiful truth, that whenever we serve others, we are serving Amma only and not the individual. So may we have that truth ever embodied, and may we be able to remember this truth at all times. Om Amriteshwari Namah. Amma, 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 Amriteshwari, Jagadishwari, Amritanandamayi.
Amriteshwari, Jagadishwari, Amritanandamayi.
Amriteshwari, Jagadishwari, Amritanandamayi.
Amriteshwari, Jagadishwari, Amritanandamayi.
Amma, Amritanandamayi. करुणामयी तू कृपामयी, दूर करो सब संकट देवी।
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 करुणामयी कृपामयी अमृतानंदमयी।
करुणामयी कृपामयी अमृतानंदमयी।
अम्मा, 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 जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके, तेरा रूप सदा रहे मेरे मन में।
जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके, तेरा रूप सदा रहे मेरे मन में।
जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके, तेरा रूप सदा रहे मेरे मन में।
जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके, तेरा रूप सदा रहे मेरे मन में।
जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके अमृतानंदमयी।
जगदम्बिके ललिताम्बिके अमृतानंदमयी।
अम्मा, 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 अमृतेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी अमृतानंदमयी। कृपा हो प्रणवाका कृपा हो देवा के जानना तेरी कृपा हो शंभु कुमार
कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक कृपा हो प्रणवाका कृपा हो देवा गजानना तेरी कृपा हो शंभु कुमार
कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक कृपा हो प्रणवागा कृपा हो देव गजानना तेरी कृपा हो शंभु कुमार
कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक कृपा हो प्रणवाका कृपा हो देवा गजानना तेरी कृपा हो शंभु कुमार
गिरिजानंदन तेरी पूजा पहले करे सब कोई
तेरी पूजा करे सब कोई
विघ्न विनाशक विघ्नों का तुम कर ले अंत कृपा हो कर ले अंत कृपा हो कर ले अंत कृपा हो
विघ्न विनाशक विघ्नों का तुम कर ले अंत कृपा हो कर ले अंत कृपा हो कर ले अंत कृपा हो
कृपा हो तेरी करते तेरी पूजा। सब पर तू करता है जल्दी, कृपा से मंगल वर्षा, कृपा से मंगल वर्षा, कृपा से मंगल वर्षा। तेरी करुणा फल है। विद्या बुद्धि विघ्न शांति सब तेरी करुणा फल है। हम पर सदा हो तेरी करुणा, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर। हम पर सदा हो तेरी करुणा, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर, कृपा हो तेरी हम पर। कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक, कृपा हो प्रणवाकार, कृपा हो देव गजानना तेरी, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार। कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक, कृपा हो प्रणवाकार, कृपा हो देव गजानना तेरी, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार। कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक, कृपा हो प्रणवाकार, कृपा हो देव गजानना तेरी, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार। कृपा हो तेरी विघ्न विनाशक, कृपा हो प्रणवाकार, कृपा हो देव गजानना तेरी, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार, कृपा हो शंभ कुमार। गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नचो नचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नचो नचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गिरधारी गावो गावो नडवर लाला,
गिरधारी गावो गावो नटवर लाला।
गिरधारी गावो गावो नटवर लाला।
गिरधारी गावो गावो नटवर लाला।
वनमाली धिमी धिमी रास विलोला।
धीमी धीमी रास विलोला।
वनमाली धिमी धिमी रास विलोला।
धीमी धीमी रास विलोला।
वनमाली धिमी धिमी रास विलोला। वनमाली धिमी धिमी
रास विलोला।
मुरलीधर मुकुंद माधव मनमोहन मधुरा नाधा।
मुरलीधर मुकुंद माधव मनमोहन मधुरा नादा।
मुरलीधर मुकुंद माधव मनमोहन मधुरा नादा।
मुरलीधर मुकुंद माधव मनमोहन मधुरा नादा।
नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा श्याम वर्णा सुंदर बाला।
नवनीत चोरा श्याम वर्णा सुंदर बाला।
नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा श्याम वर्णा सुंदर बाला। नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा
श्याम वर्णा सुंदर बाला।
गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नचो नचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
मधुसूदन गीता नायक श्री राधा वल्लभ कृष्णा।
मधुसूदन गीता नायक श्री राधा वल्लभ कृष्ण।
मधुसूदन गीता नायक श्री राधा वल्लभ कृष्णा।
मधुसूदन गीता नायक श्री राधा वल्लभ कृष्ण।
यमुना तट कुंज विहारी वे यादव यदुकुल नाधा।
कुंज बिहारी यादव यदुकुल नाथा।
यमुना तट कुंज विहारी हे यादव यदुकुल नाधा।
कुंज बिहारी यादव यदुकुल नाथा।
यमुना तट कुंज विहारी हे यादव यदुकुल नाधा। यमुना तट कुंज विहारी गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नचो नचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
नारायण नरहरि रूपा वसुदेवा नर्दन बाला।
नारायण नरहरि रूपा वसुदेवा नटजन बाला।
नारायण नरहरि रूपा वसुदेवा नर्दन बाला।
नारायण नरहरि रूपा वसुदेवा नटजन बाला।
श्री कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण गोपी जन हृदय विहारा।
कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण गोपी जन हृदय विहारा।
श्री कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण गोपी जन हृदय विहारा।
श्री कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण गोपी जन हृदय विहारा।
श्री कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण गोपी जन हृदय विहारा। श्री कृष्ण श्री हरि कृष्ण
गोपी जन हृदय विहारा।
गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नचो नचो गोकुल बाला, गोविंद बोलो बोलो वेणु विलोला।
गोपाल नाचो नाचो गोकुल बाला, bolo bolo venu vilola. Govinda bolo bolo venu vilola. Govinda bolo bolo venu vilola. जय जगदम्बे दुर्गे माँ, जय मन मोहिनी भक्ति माँ।
जय जगदम्बे दुर्गे माँ, जय मन मोहिनी भक्ति माँ।
जय जगदम्बे दुर्गे माँ, जय मन मोहिनी विनाशिनी जय जय माँ, जगदोद्धारिणी श्रीकरी माँ।
जन्म विनाशिनी जय जय माँ, जगदोद्धारिणी श्रीकरी माँ।
जन्म विनाशिनी जय जय माँ, जगदोद्धारिणी श्रीकरी माँ।
जन्म विनाशिनी जय जय माँ, जगदोद्धारिणी श्रीकरी माँ।
जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय जय माँ। जय माँ, जय जय माँ।
जय माँ, जय माँ,
सुहासिनी जय जय माँ
विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती माँ विमल सुहासिनी जय जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ कामिददायिनी देवी माँ कामविनाशिनी काली माँ
कामिददायिनी देवी माँ कामविनाशिनी काली माँ
कालस्वरूपिणी भैरवी माँ करुणामयी अमृतेश्वरी माँ
स्वरूपिणी भैरवी माँ करुणामयी अमृतेश्वरी माँ
जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ Mada Amritanandamayi, Mada Amritanandamayi. जय बोलो सद्गुरु माता अमृतानंदमयी देवी की अमृतेश्वरी मंगलम प्रणमः मुक्तिप्रदे मंगलम भुवनेश्वरी मंगलम सुकृतिना देवाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी मुक्तिप्रदे मंगलम भुवनेश्वरी मंगलम सुकृतिना देवाश्रये मंगलम हृदयेश्वरी मंगलम हृदयसत्तेजोन्मयी मंगलम मृदुभाषिणी मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमामृते मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमामृते मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमामृते असतोमा सद्गमय तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु